This video will be about the legal implications that not only Manny has, but also his wife Julie. Let's dive right in. You're probably wondering, why am I dressed up wearing my glasses? Because presentation is everything. Now, I could sit here with a tank top on with a do-rag, but you wouldn't take me serious. Or maybe I can sit here with my glasses, my sport coat, my nice shirt, and you still won't take me serious. But hey, presentation is everything. Enjoy the video. We dropping it. 300 in the building. Before we get started, many of you may not know who I am. My name's Jeff. I'm a former gaming executive out of Las Vegas. Retired back in 2012, had an accounting degree, took the LSAT in 2010, was given 10 offers from law schools, decided not to go to law school, but rather to retire in 2012, started my own business being a mechanic in St. Louis, ended up doing that pretty successfully, moved out to Arizona, became an entrepreneur, and this is currently what I do now. I've been live streaming, doing content for about 4 years now, and it's been an interesting journey, but this is what I like to do. For you who need to be brought up to speed, on June the 8th, 2025, there was a shooting at the Bellagio in Las Vegas. The shooting was between a Las Vegas YouTuber and his wife and an Arizona YouTuber and his wife. Now, the Arizona YouTuber and his wife were the ones killed, Finny and Bubbly. Manny and Julie, the Las Vegas YouTubers, got away from the scene of the crime. Now, we all know that Manny is now in custody, no bail, potentially getting life in prison for double homicide and potentially the death penalty. Now, a lot of people are trying to say his claim of self-defense is valid. Of course, these people support Manny. I mean, I don't see how you can claim self-defense saying, well, for the past 2 years, they were harassing him, so he had a right to defend himself by killing these people in front of the Bellagio. There was no imminent danger on Manny in front of Bellagio. Nobody was around. It was these two, Finny and Bubbly, recording. There was no altercation, no fight. Everybody saw in the video. Manny attempted to walk by, decided to double back because his wife Julie pointed out Finny and Bubbly, and he decided to just take out a gun, shoot him. Cold blood right there in front of Bellagio. That happened on June the 8th. Now, Manny decided to turn himself in a day later. That's not the whole story, though. See, Julie, she was an accomplice. If you don't know what an accomplice is, let me read a definition to you about accomplice. Accomplice, a person who helps someone else to commit a crime or do something morally wrong. Example, the thieves and 2 accomplices made away with over $25,000 in cash. So now that you know what an accomplice is, let's put this all into perspective. Let's say somebody committed a crime. Let's say I decided to rob a bank. Let's just say that. And I've been looking for a bank all day. I've been driving around looking for a bank to rob. Finally decide, hey, I know where there is one. And people are telling me, hey, Jeff, there's a bank on the other side of town. Not a lot of security there. Okay. So I get my wife and she rides with me to go rob this bank because people told us where this bank was. Not a lot of security. We get to the bank. We start walking. My wife points out, hey, there's a security guard. There's a camera. There's a security guard. I go, okay, thanks for pointing that out. My wife pointed it out. I decided to go in, rob the bank. So I robbed it. I leave the bank and I hurry up and I give my wife the clothes that I robbed the bank in. She takes those clothes. I go left, she goes right. Now, as she's walking, she gets on her phone and she calls an Uber for me, knowing exactly where I am. I text her, hey, I'm at New York Casino. Send me an Uber. So therefore, she sends an Uber for me in New York Casino. I get in the Uber, I leave. My wife walks right back past the bank, police and everybody out there. She walks right past the bank, holding the clothes that I wore when I robbed the bank, and gets in her car and drives off. That's hypothetical. Now, let me tell you what actually happened on June the 8th. On June the 8th, this is how I believe the DA will look at how Julie was an accomplice to this crime. Julian Manny knew exactly what he was looking for. People on live streams were telling him, hey, this is where Finny is. Finny's in front of Bellagio. He's doing a live stream in front of Bellagio. That's where they are right now. Julian Manny decided to go to Bellagio because they were told that's where Finny and Bubbly were. So they get to the casino. Julie points them out. There they are right there. She's on video pointing them out. There's Finny and Bubbly right there. Manny decides to walk past. He walks, doubles back. What's up, dog? Pow, 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 pow. Then does the wife too. He leaves. Nobody sees him anymore. We see a video later of Julie walking with the clothes that Manny wore during the shooting. She has the gear, walking. She's on another person's video, walking with this gear, looking at her phone. Now we know that he took a Lyft or an Uber from New York, New York. Nobody knows how he got the Lyft. People are saying he didn't have his phone because he didn't want to be tracked. He didn't have an account. He discarded the weapon. And yet she's on her phone walking through the murder scene, looking at the phone. We don't know if she's texting him or if she's getting him an Uber. Nobody knows yet. But that will be discovered through the timestamps once the DA and the prosecutor start looking at those timestamps. Now, what I will say, if she was not an accomplice, she could have got out of it this way. Now, this is just content. If you didn't like it, that's cool. Put thumbs down. If you did like it, that's cool. Put thumbs up. No matter what, it don't affect me. We're real content creators. We can take criticism. We could take whatever. Thumbs down me, don't bother me. I got videos with over 1,000 thumbs downs on it. It don't bother me. I'm still making content. I got trolls all the time, haters. It don't bother me. What bothers me when people do not understand the ramifications of what just happened. They think, oh, well, if somebody talks smack about you on the internet, you can go kill them. You have to be a real one. Maybe you shouldn't have an internet account if that's really how you feel. You can't handle this. First, if you're not an accomplice, she should have first ran to the police who were there already. There were police on the scene running towards the shooting. She should have ran towards them. Hey, my husband just did something horrible. My husband just shot these people. They were about to attack us and he shot them and he ran. That's how she could have said, at least I'm innocent. At least I'm innocent because I went straight to the police. Hey, my husband shot him. She could have used her phone to call 911. 911. Hey, this is Julie and my husband just shot two people on the strip that were trying to attack us. Oh, really? We're in front of Bellagio? She could have did that. 3, she could have went back to the scene and told the police, my husband shot these people. I'm his wife. He's gone. I don't know where he is, but I know these people. I know who they are. And this is the situation. 3 ways she could have proved that she was innocent and had nothing to do with it and didn't want anything to do with it. That would have probably got her some time off, maybe got her out of the case, completely out of the case, and completely implicated Manny as being a sole person who did this on his own. That's all she had to do, either 1, 2, or 3. As an accomplice, we now know she did this. She tampered with the evidence. She took the clothes away from the murder scene. She left the murder scene. She didn't alert any of the law enforcement at the murder scene. She never contacted 911 about the situation going down. She also ordered a fugitive who left the scene of a crime, a getaway vehicle. These are all things that the district attorney will look at. The prosecutors will look at all of those things. She has to answer to that. There's a lot of people in the comments, oh no, she didn't have nothing to do with it. She didn't have nothing to do with it. You're on YouTube. You're not a prosecutor. You're not a DA. You're not a defending attorney. You have no idea what you're talking about. She ain't had nothing to do with it. That's what evidence is for. Circumstantial, actual evidence. They're going to go through everything. Timestamps, logic, psychology of why things went the way it went. So you can sit on YouTube all you want saying she's innocent. She's my friend. She had nothing to do with it. It was all Manny. And even Manny's innocent. Manny don't even have bail right now. This double murder, you don't get bail for that. I'm sorry. A lot of you guys were wrong when I was right. I was telling y'all in comments, he ain't getting out. Oh, no, they're going to give him bail. They're going to give him bail because Finny was torturing him. Finny was bullying him. They're going to give him bail. You were wrong about that. I was right about that. He didn't get bail. Guess what? No bail. Told you. There's a reason why people like me get involved in law and why people like you have no idea what the law is. You probably break the law. You probably help entice this man to break the law. You probably solicited all the information to him so he can go and violate the law, thinking we're within the realms of the law because Finny bullied him. Yeah, since Finny was making content about him, he had a right to kill him. That's called defending yourself. He didn't defend his channel because the channel's gone. He didn't defend his image. His image is shot. And he didn't defend his family because his family ain't even together no more. Strike 1, 2, 3. You out. So how can you claim defense when none of the defense you put up worked on anything? The prosecution and the DA is going to look at all of this because this is what you guys are saying. You guys, oh, he defended. That's called defending. You can't in one sentence say defending. In the next sentence say, oh, he a real when he stood on business. He a gangster. You can't say that in the next. All of what you're saying is negating the logic you had in the first sentence. He's defending his image. He's defending his channel. He's defending his family. Oh, he a real one. He a gangster. It don't make sense. Think about the logic behind it. Now, there's a lot of people out there right now who may not agree with me. That's cool. That's why it's called legal opinions. This is just my opinion about it. I was right about him not getting any bail. I was right about him being charged with double murder. You can go look at all the comments, all the videos I said. I put this all out. I recorded it already. I even said on other channels and other comments that Julie will be implicated as an accessory. She did nothing to alleviate the situation, tried to cover up the situation, and then didn't give forth any information to the police that were on the scene. She never even called 911. If there's any evidence of her calling 911 about her husband having to defend them against attackers, where's that phone call at? Nobody has the audio to that. She knew what happened and she got out of there. The police want to know why. That's why they have investigations. And when they investigate her and they ask all of these questions, and I'm telling you right here on this video, she won't have a good answer for none of them. Just like the DA was sitting there listening to Manny's whole, oh, well, I'm going to use self-defense. The DA laughed at him. DA was like, yeah, that's not going to hold up in Nevada. No.
The motivation is pretty clear. It's been reported pretty extensively that these individuals knew each other and had an ongoing feud.
Ruiz says the shooting was self-defense, a claim District Attorney Steve Wolfson strongly disputed.
I think it's probably garbage. There's no indication from any of the evidence at all that self-defense would be a viable defense. No weapons were found near the victims, on the victims.
I mean, you actively sought out somebody on video. All the evidence is on video. The easiest case a prosecutor may ever have. These were two live streamers. Everything they did is on video because they wanted views. They wanted content. Who records themselves committing a murder? Apparently, Julie had video of the whole situation, but she turned the camera away at a certain point. I'm just saying, who makes content of themselves committing murder? Now, you may think, well, that don't prove anything because he getting bullied. There's other content of him getting bullied. There's other content. Just because you're on the internet and you think somebody's bullying you, first you have to have a legal stance of bullying. You have to prove it to YouTube and also to the police department that it was a crime committed in the act of bullying. If there is no crime committed in bullying, then it's not constituted as criminal bullying. Bullying can be me saying something to my neighbor. I'm like, man, your bushes look trash. That is harassment. It's bullying. And he could be like, well, I'm going to go tell the police you said my bushes look like trash. The police probably come to me like, well, you're probably going to get cited for an ordinance. You might want to cut them bushes. It's still constituted as bullying, but is it criminal bullying? You don't even know what the definition of bullying is. Bullying is when you exercise power over somebody. That's bullying. When you exercise power. Did Finny have power over Manny and his wife? Manny exerted power over a lot of people on the strip, and that's what Finny's channel was pointing out. How Manny was bullying people on the strip from doing content. So when you look at the legal definition of bullying and you look at how the situation is, a lot of people are going to be like, that's Manny. That was Manny. Harassment is when you're harassing somebody. That is a form of bullying, but bullying has to have power. You have to have power over somebody. Just like when people say, oh, racism, you need power to be racist. You can't be racist if you have no power. That's what people say. Racism implicates power and control over people. Guess what? So does bullying. Look at the definition of it. If you don't believe me, go Google it right now. Stop the video and go Google it. And this is why I'm saying the way this whole ordeal went down, everybody who supported Manny have been wrong each time. They've all been wrong. Everybody who's been supporting Finny, they're saying, hey, Finny may have harassed him. Finny may have talked a lot of smack about him, but there was no crime ever committed against him. Finny may have even copyright striked him and he copyright strike Finny back, but there was no crime ever committed against Manny. Where was the crime? You can't say, well, we didn't like, we felt. Just because you feel a certain way, don't give you a right to legally go take somebody's life and walk around and go, well, it was self-defense because I felt a certain way about the content he was making about me. So therefore, I shouldn't have to. Nah. Even Julie's probably going to go down for this. I mean, I would say not even probably. I would say 95% chance. There's a 5% chance she can talk her way out of it. 5% out of 100. That means they're going to have to find some evidence that she tried to stop him from doing it through text messages, conversation, video recording, saying, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. She's got to show evidence that she made a 911 call. We know she didn't approach the cops on the scene, so that's out the window. She can't use that. So she has to find a way. She's got a 5% chance to get out of this. 5%. I said it days ago, and I'm saying it now on this channel. 5% chance. They will talk to her. They will do an investigation, and I believe she will go down as an accomplice, an accessory to double homicide. That's just the way I look at it. For all the new subscribers to the channel, which is quite a bit of y'all, I would like to say thank you for at least giving the barbecue a chance to give you some game. We talk a lot about money over here. We talk a lot about logic, IQ. We do a lot on this channel other than try to entertain people with nonsense and chaos and rhetoric. We don't do a lot of that. But what we do is make sure when you do watch a video, I hope you leave it a little more insight than when you started. Had to wear my battle fatigues and blend with the trees, committing penalties. You ain't assembled with me. We the 300, a villain superhero, Angel Hall like De Niro, cigars like Puro. Celebrate the hating that we get, cause it's like that. Despite that, dislike that. You can put the pipe back, you jaded crack baby from the 80s, cause you tripping. Time keep on slipping, but I'ma keep on lifting all my people out of poverty with missions and assignments. 11-11 tatted, cause I stay in the alignment. I'm bringing all the smoke till you choke, cause I'm on one. I'm not done. I fear no man, do not run. The shit that you got is all the shit that I had. I've been up, now I'm on my landing pad like SpaceX.